Hey, арай минь. За, ингээд ном уншиж үзвэл нэгдүгээр дуугаар төртглээ. Ингээд ийхүү эхэлж байна. Энэ удаагийнхаа дугаараар unplugged альба номны 4 дахь бүлэг рүү орно. Энэ 4 дахь бүлэг болохоор Four Red Flags гэдэг нэртэй бүлэг байна. За, окей. It's just beginning. За, эхэлцгээе. On my YouTube channel, I often reference the praise she has more red flags than a Chinese Communist parade гэх баха. За шууд ороод мэдгүй гарч ирж байна. За энэ лайв дээр. За чигсэл parade. 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 That's right. In this chapter, I want to dive a little deeper into the riskiest red flags that men need to be aware of as they navigate their life around women. I made plenty of these mistakes myself and have counseled hundreds of men who've done the same. Therefore, it's essential for your own well-being that you do not ignore these red flags. Keep in mind that you can pursue a deep relationship with a woman who displays any of these red flags. However, in my estimation, the truth simply isn't quiz and the risks far outweigh any reward. If you are a woman reading this chapter and you identify with a red flag, then don't get upset. Instead, like I keep reminding men, work on yourself, take ownership, and seek counseling. As many men have observed, the wrong woman can ruin your life if you let her in it. Therefore, learning how to spot red flags really is an essential skill for men to master. And though this chapter covers the 20 major ones I identified, plenty of others exist, so keep your eyes open. If you choose to involve yourself with any of these types of women, then my advice, unless otherwise stated, is to limit your interaction to a friends with benefits or FWB relationship and to keep spinning plates. As soon as you identify one or more of these red flags, limit her to plate status or pass on them and make no further emotional investment in either her or in a relationship with her. There are women out there that will add value to your life if you keep the wrong ones out. I'm also approaching this chapter with this assumption that you are a man of purpose that values his own masculinity, strength, traditional male competency skills. Competency skills. Okay. Beta men constantly make concessions and excuses while setting red flags, whereas a high-value alpha male keeps chasing excellence and his purpose in life. He doesn't let problem women interfere with his life's mission. Red flag number one, daddy issues. If she doesn't have a friendly relationship with her father or had a acrimonious relationship with him growing up, then she likely has a variety of daddy issues. Whether her mother pushed her dad out of her life or that he was absent or perhaps he was dis, dis, uh, disinterested in being a dad and instead acted as a piece of furniture in the house. Either way, any woman that didn't have a solid relationship with a strong masculine and virtuous father in her life will not value a masculine, virtuous alpha man. If she didn't value her father, what makes you think she will value a consoled far too many men that have tried far too hard to rescue women with daddy issues. It's never worth your time. Another area of concern with daddy issues is that it's often tied into borderline personality disorder or FPD. Women with FPD frequently originate from father sons, which breeds the fear of abandonment. This fear continues as they become adults, where they will presume that they will once again be abandoned. They then act out in such a way that will make abandonment certain. PD women are so dangerous because they operate in extremes. They can be freaks in the sheets and then immediately act like a classy lady on street. A BPD women can quickly go from hot to period cold. Such a BPD women can hook a guy and by pretending to be caring, loving, and nurturing women. A BPD woman can create the false sense of perfection that makes you say, "Wow, a woman who really loves, respects, and appreciates me." Oh, asking her, tell me about your parents growing up early on helps you to identify then filter out women with daddy issues. Remember that you have two ears and one mouth, so use them into the ratio. Ask, then listen. She will often tell you her story. I've had my fair share of experience with women who had daddy issues, and they are never worth your time, effort, or resource. A woman's father is her primarily role model growing up and provides the foundation that governs her beliefs. The man includes the lens in which she views both men and women and how they should interact. However, the origin of her issues is irrelevant because if she expresses disdain for her father, she is unlikely to value men. Single mother households, especially feminist ones, are a petri dish for today's women with daddy issues. A feminist identifying a mother will instill toxic values in her daughter. Instead of valuing you, you'll be deemed as a privileged male and will be resented your masculinity. After my divorce, I dated a woman who had three older siblings. Her mother became a widow before my ex was born. Instead of being a single mother of three, she optimized her hiragami and looked for a better provider. She eventually had a poor child, my ex-girlfriend, with her second husband. My ex-mother died of cancer while she was in her early 20s. When asked about her relationship with her father, she claimed unforgivable indis- indiscretions that her father was responsible for. She painted her mother as a feminist saint and her father as an abusive, misogynist, cheater, and child abuser. While we were dating, my ex went almost 20 years without contact with her father. She is surprisingly identified as a feminist, became a single mother or to herself, and subsequently had a little regard for men and masculinity. Unless it reserved value to her and her children, she then dismissed them once she capitalized, capitalized on their value. While she constantly battled her internal conflict to find a high-value man, she also resented masculine energy and claimed men didn't subscribe to her solipsistic, solipsistic, solipsistic feminist beliefs. Solipsist, solipsist. За энэ дээр ямар ч Google Translate орчуулга алга. Аа тэгэхээр болор тэл рүү ороод энэ дээр юу байна? За болор төлөө сайлаа. Бас олцсон. За ямар ч feminist итгэл үнэмшлийн талаар нэг мос нэр. My ex ran away from Canada after her mother died and teach English in Asia. She then party through her young adult years, and many of mentor came back at her. Befriended has married a better man that pinned her at 28 to fulfill her biological clock before permanently divorcing him at the um, 38 when she deemed that he no longer served and proposed to her. A popular video on my channel called Three Women Men Should Avoid Dating was based on the multiple women that I had dated. They had first, daddy issues, second, needed saving, third, fought with her children's father. These types of women will never take ownership for their own lives. When I did that video titled Three Women Men Should Avoid Dating on my channel, women with daddy issues spotted their insecurities in comment section. Okay. Okay. Red flag number two, feminists. I briefly touched on this in the previous daily issues. Red flag. Many Western women today either identify as a feminist or have welcome toxic feminist beliefs into their schools of thought. They are indoctrinated to believe that men are privileged, that men hold women back, and then men succumb to the patriarchy. Thankfully, they devote lifetime. Feminists are typically easy to spot. They avoid traditional feminine cues and instead opt for shorter and naturally dyed hair color. Think bright blue, purple, or red. 오케이. 자, 퀴즈. 대학생이면 자, option гэдэг үгний товчлолыг гэдэг юм байна. За окей. Mutilate their body with several tattoos and or facial piercings. Are often overweight and usually dress in ill-fitted clothes. Ill-fitted гэдэг нь юу гэсэн юм бэ? Таарах хувцалдаг. Compared to keeping themselves fit, well-dressed, and groomed to maintain their physical appeal to men, feminist preaches radically leftist political views that fight for unlimited free abortion, evaluate single mothers on a pedestal, and claim their masculinity is toxic. Feminists hate it when the state imposes limits on abortion and tries to force them to be mothers. However, they more than happily use state family law force men to be fathers. Feminists teach them to vote for the welfare state, massive government handouts, huge tax rates on top income earners, and social programs that widely benefit the primary social order. And feminists will never appreciate you or value you as a man. Feminism teaches women to be victims, and anyone with victim mindset can pin happiness. Today's version of feminism is so toxic that it's anti-femininity, and it encourages women to hate men while simultaneously encouraging them to behave like men, and that they should teach the notion of motherhood to prioritize their careers. Feminism doesn't seek to make women better or more feminine. Feminism seeks to make women into terrible versions of men. Ownership is a concept that most women struggle with. However, feminists are often completely unfamiliar with it, and so everything will be the fault of the patriarchy. Therefore, avoid any woman that identifies as a feminist at all costs. So, since the Hashtag Me Too moment. We have seen several exceptional men pulled to the post claims of sexual harassment or rape, and the vast majority of these post charts originated from feminist women. Sadly, even feminine cues are not enough anymore. There are plenty of women out there that identify the feminist values that remain feminine in appearance, and these are the ones you must be most careful with, as they are on evidence for my national pet to obesity, collecting cats, and usually short and brightly colored hair. If you are getting into LTR or are even consider marriage, it's a vital that give yourself a good 2 years to watch both her behavior and her choices in life. Because station her before you do something silly, like marrying women that appears feminine but internally idealizes feminist propaganda. Okay. За өнөөдөртөө тэгэхээр ингээд өндөрлөнө. Түг сайхан дасгалыгээд жоохон заахан ядартай байна. Тэгээд үлээр туссан. Энийг нэг унших хэрэгтэй. За энэ маш богино юм байна. За red flag number 3. The unhappy and unlucky. Robert Greene's 10th law states avoid unhappy and unlucky. If you haven't read the 48 laws of power, do yourself a favor and read it and always avoid unhappy and unlucky. And while this doesn't only apply to women, I note it here in this chapter as these types of women are complete waste of your time. Their perpetual unhappiness will rob you of your joy. Such women always have some problem going on in their life that just the captain, save hoy type of guys to swoop in and rescue them from their own shitty existence and choices in life. The unhappy and unlucky often go from man to man, draining them of their joy and fortune. They are a magnet for drawing drama into their life and yours. Therefore, only associate with the happy and lucky. За энэ маш богинохон red байлаа. За дараагийнх нь ч гэсэн богинохон юм байна. Гэхдээ нөхөрөөд өнөөдөртөө өндөрлөө. Тэгээд лайв хийсэн залууд баярлалаа. Лайвыг үзэж байгаа эсвэл үзэх хүнд баярлалаа. Тэгэхээр тэрхүү үзэхээс өмнө би энэ лайвыг устгаж магадгүй эсвэл private болгож магадгүй. Тэгэхээр баг хийж үзэхгүй байх гэж бодчихно. За тэгээд цаагаараа бүгдээрээ гоё зүзүүлээрээ бүгдээрээ гэдэг нь одоо өөрөө хэлээ.